Okay guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to just do a sort of brief overview on my approach to breathing properly and a sort of constant quest that we should all have to breathe in the best way possible. So for those of you who don't know, basically the way you're meant to breathe is, a lot of people breathe really poorly. There are a variety of sort of ways that people breathe poorly. One of them is like nose breathing, like mouth breathing instead of nose breathing. So your nose is this enormous kind of filter that really sort of warms up the air and filters out a lot of particles in it that aren't good for your lungs. And if you breathe through your nose, obviously you reap all the benefits of this. But a lot of people, like, they get lazy, they start breathing through their mouth and they lose a lot of benefits. A lot of people know about this. And I'll do more stuff about it in the future video. But there's another way of breathing that is equally as crucial, which is where you breathe into your lungs. And for a while, like, I knew about nose breathing. I knew like it was a good idea to breathe into your nose. Like, it just felt better. I'd tape up my mouth in the evening and stuff like that. But for ages, I didn't know like what part of your body you were meant to breathe into. And I've sort of been experimenting with it quite a lot at the moment. And this is just my kind of approach to it. So basically, you're meant to breathe into your stomach. And like most people, when they breathe, they just breathe into their chest. And basically, when you think about it, like, your lungs are these deep sort of thing with a bunch of sort of what's it called? Like the sort of blood sort of veins sort of come into the surface, and then the air particles sort of come into them, and they're all sort of enclosed in these big lungs. Very basic description, I know. And when you breathe into your chest, if you think about it, you're only really breathing into the top half of your lungs, and you're not accessing the sort of deeper part of your lungs where a lot of your energy is like truly replenished. And this causes like a lot of trouble in our lives. But the thing that I find most interesting about it is its relationship to your ability to circulate emotions through your body. So a lot of us are very sort of oppressed emotionally, and that can be all kind of things. It can mean, we are sort of angry and we don't express it. It can mean we're sort of anxious and we don't express it. It can mean we're sort of horny and we allow that energy to get trapped, forcing it to sort of flow into basically you fantasizing, and then you have to release it in ejaculation. All these kind of sort of negative emotions get trapped because our body is not breathing properly. And if we'd only breathe properly into our chest and allow our body to fully expand and sort of expand properly, then we would sort of circulate all of these emotions throughout our body. And you often hear people say this, that no emotion is good or bad, emotions are here to teach you stuff. There's like a very stoic view. A lot of people take a very stoic view, but then what they don't realise is they won't put time into developing this like good actual experience with negative emotions. And the way you do it is through breathing deeply into your stomach. So that's one thing that I think, basically my current protocol is like, whenever I've got a second, I'll just breathe into my stomach. And when I started doing it, I would do it where I'd literally breathe to the point that it got sort of painful, like my back would sort of hurt because it wasn't used to like sustaining pressure in that way. But now what I do is just do it, but the tiniest amounts. So a bit like going to the gym for the first time. You're not going to go to the gym and bench like how much, like 100 kg. It's not going to happen. You build it up over time, and you start off with literally just doing the bar. And like often you can you go sit down on the bench when you're new and you're just doing the bar and you think, I'm a bit better than this, surely I can put some weight in it. But often, especially when you're new in something, it's not about doing it to a particularly standard way. You're just fully like breaking yourself, but you just want to do it like very lightly, but get used to doing it. So now, what I do to sort of get myself into the habit of belly breathing is I just literally do it before it gets painful, and I'll stop it right before. So just to show you now, if I'm just standing here, I'm just chilling about, and I'll just go like that. So I don't know if you can hear my nose. I'm not taking a very deep breath in. Ideally, you're meant to take in like an enormous breath of air right down into your lungs when you do it. But what I've realised is that like my body just isn't ready to do that yet. But I should still start with just doing like the tiniest breath into the belly, and then slowly over time, my body will get more used to doing that, and then I'll be able to push it a bit further, and slowly it'll expand and expand. So this is kind of my attitude to breathing, how I'm going to get better at belly breathing. And as I continue sort of doing this habit, I'm very interested to see the results. I think I'll be much better at dealing with difficult emotions. The one that I'm particularly interested in is sort of sexual desire, because I think that the sort of sex emotion in human beings is the most powerful emotion like possible, and it really is the secret to a rich and fulfilling life. If you can learn to weaponize that sort of sexual desire so it doesn't overpower you, but instead you can sort of channel it into something positive. I'll do more videos in the future as I get better at breathing into my stomach. I'll start talking about how I think my life's improved because of it. And so yeah, stay around guys if you find this very interesting. But apart from that, it's been a pleasure. See you in the next one.